वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees of Australia for this prayer session today. Last week we started the prayers of Bhīṣma, and we have covered the initial few shlokas spoken by Bhīṣma to the Pandavas.
Prabhuji, just to add, I just also got your book.
Hari, thank you. So the context of this prayers is like this: when Yudhishthira Maharaj became overwhelmed with guilt that because of him so many soldiers, hundreds and thousands and millions of soldiers on the battlefield of Kurukshetra had to die, he was really overwhelmed with guilt. So to console Yudhishthira Maharaj, Kṛṣṇa brought Yudhishthira along with all the Pandavas to the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Bhīṣma was lying on a bed of arrows. Then Bhīṣma invited the Pandavas. He welcomed Kṛṣṇa and also several sages who have assembled there. And the sages included Sukadeva Goswami, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva, Dhaumya, Parshuram, Bharadwaj. So many such great personalities assembled there. So with his sweet words, Bhīṣma welcomed all of them and started speaking to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He began with empathizing with the sufferings faced by the Pandavas. Aho kashtam aho anyayam yadyuyam dharmanandana. So he was empathizing with all their sufferings, and he said, karma cannot be the cause of your sufferings. Then he said, sarvam kalakritam manye. Time can be the cause, but time also is not the cause because you are great devotees. Then he finally said that it is all the plan of Kṛṣṇa. To understand the plans of Kṛṣṇa is not possible even for great philosophers. Even great souls also cannot understand. Nahiyasya karhichit rajan puman veda vidhitsitam. Then he said, tasmadidam daivatantram vyavasya bharatarshabha tasyanu vihito natha pahi prajah prabhu. So this is daivatantram. This is the plan of the Lord. Just accept it, execute it. And he diverted his attention towards Kṛṣṇa, and he said, he spoke the glories of Kṛṣṇa. Yeshavai Bhagavan Sakshat Adyo Narayana Puman. So this Kṛṣṇa is the Supreme Lord. Although he is wandering amongst you as your cousin, as your relative, still he is the source of Lord Narayana. Only great Mahajans can understand Kṛṣṇa's glories. So although he has several faultless qualities, out of his special mercy upon his unflinching devotees, he comes. In my case, he came personally to bless me at the time of my departure. So we discussed till this point. So we'll continue from here. 23rd shloka. Aaron. Your name is Aaron? Would you like to recite a shloka? Yeah, unmute yourself. Bhaktya veshya mano yasmin.
Bhaktya veshya mano yasmin.
Vacha yannama kirtayan.
Vacha yannama kirtayan.
Yajan kalevaram yogi.
Yaje kalevaram yogi.
Muchyate kama karma bhihi.
Muchyate kama karmahi.
Bhishma is saying that bhaktyaveshya mano yasmin. Let my mind be completely focused on my bhakti unto the Lord. Vachayan nama kirtayan. Let my words be completely dedicated to glorifying the names of the Lord. Tyajan kalevaram yogi muchyate kama karma bhihi. If anyone engages one's mind in Kṛṣṇa, bhaktyaveshya mano yasmin, and in such a devotional mood, if one gives up one's body, definitely he will attain Kṛṣṇa, right? Tyajan kalevaram yogi, by giving up that body, muchyate kama karma bhihi. One will be relieved from all kama, material desires, and karma, fruitive baggage, right? So where else does Kṛṣṇa say that one who remembers Kṛṣṇa at the time of death will reach Kṛṣṇa? Chaitanya Priya, you know the shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Excellent. So this is the shloka that Kṛṣṇa says. Now next shloka. Yes, Chaitanya Priya, you only recite. Sadeva devo bhagavan pratikshata.
Sadeva devo bhagavan pratikshata.
Kalevaram yavadidam hinomyaham.
Kalevaram yavadidam
Kalevaram yavadidam hinomyaham.
Kalevaram yavadidam hinomyaham.
Prasannaha sarunalochanollasan.
Prasannaha sarunalochanollasan.
Mukhambujo dhyanapathaschaturбhujah.
Mukambujo dhyanapathaschaturбhujah.
So Deva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam. Let that Deva Deva. Deva means God. Deva Deva means God of all gods. Let that Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa, Deva Deva, wait for me. Pratikshata means to wait. Let him wait. Okay. Why? How can the Supreme Lord tell Kṛṣṇa, you wait? Oh God, you wait. I have to finish some things. Okay. But there's a logic behind it. Why did Kṛṣṇa come in front of Bhishma? Two reasons. First reason is to bless Bhishma, no doubt, and give him darshan before his departure. Okay, no doubt about that. Second reason is he wanted Yudhishthir Maharaj and all the Pandavas to take teachings from Bhishma before his departure. In this way, he also wanted to announce how knowledgeable, how wise, and how glorious is Bhishma. Although Bhishma is an often misunderstood personality by several people, still Bhishma is a pure devotee of Kṛṣṇa. Bhima is very wise. Bhima is well equipped with an understanding of what is dharma. Kṛṣṇa wanted all the glory and wisdom of Bhishma be revealed to the entire universe in front of all the universal celebrities there. That's another purpose. So that's the last service that Kṛṣṇa wanted Bhishma to do. Yeah, I understand you love me and you want to come to me. I'll take you with me. Definitely, no doubt about it. But one more service. Can you please do it? Whole life he has given. He was a few hundreds of years old by this time, Bhishma, Pitamaha, so old. But still, Kṛṣṇa is expecting one more seva from him. Seva will never stop. Till the last breath, seva will not stop. Okay. So the last service that Kṛṣṇa wanted Bhishma to render was to enlighten Yudhishthir Maharaj. Therefore, Bhishma is saying, let that Kṛṣṇa wait for me. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam. Kṛṣṇa, oh Bhagavan, pratiksha karo mere liye. Right? Kalevaram yavadidam hinomyaham. As I am giving up my body, this Kalevara means body. As I am giving up, so let him wait for me. Prasannaha sarunalochanollasan. Let him wait. While waiting, he can just smile at me. Prasanna means very peaceful. Hasa means to smile, right? Aruna Lochana Ullasan, and his glances are very exciting. His beautiful eyes, Aruna Lochana means his reddish eyes. Let him lovingly glance at me with his reddish eyes, and let him also smile at me. So as he's waiting. So Kṛṣṇa stand there, look at me, smile at me. I have to finish some service. Okay. Mukhambujo Dhyanapataschaturbujaha. Mukha Ambuja means Krishna has a lotus-like face. So that lotus-like face of Krishna is nicely decorated by beautiful eyes and smiles, glances and smiles. Okay. So Dhyanapatha Chaturbhujaha. Dhyanapatha means on the path of meditation. So let me meditate on that Lord. Which Lord? The four-handed Lord. Okay. So Krishna is standing there in two-handed form, but Bhishma has his favorite form. Bhishma loves to worship Krishna in a four-handed form, Vasudeva form, right? Some people like four-handed Narayana form or Vishnu form. Some people like two-handed Krishna form. And some people like Krishna as a majestic prince in Dwaraka or Mathura. And some people like Krishna as a simple cowherd boy in Vrindavan, right? So you can get attached to any form of the Lord. Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Vamana, Narasimha, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. You can get attached to any of such forms, right? So which form you like? Who is this? Kashvika. Kashvika, which form of Krishna do you like the most?
Vishnu.
Vishnu form you like. You also are like Bhishma, four-handed form. Yes, Avyukt, which form do you like?
I like cowherd boy Krishna.
Okay, Radhika, what do you like? You must like
Shri Radha Gokul Nanda.
Radha Gokulana.
Shri Radha Gokul Nanda.
Gokul
Shri Radha
Nandan.
Gokul Nanda.
Gokulananda, where is he? Which city? Which temple?
Just near us, New Gokula farm.
Okay, great. Then who else? Who is this boy? Yatin. Your name is Yatin?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Which form of Krishna do you like the most?
Lord Narasimha.
Narasimha form. Okay, very good. So Krishna has fans of all his forms. Okay, just four kids spoke four different forms. Okay. Anyways, so Bhishma's favorite form is Narayana form. But Bhishma has another favorite form also. You know what is that? He will reveal it in his prayers. We are going to recite his prayers. So anyways, we have not yet begun his prayers, but let us meditate on these beautiful qualities of Bhishma as he revealed in these two beautiful shlokas. So Prabhupada writes that in the purport, a Vaishnava is always humble in his behavior. So can I open the folio and then can you read some statements from the purport? I think that would be nice. 1.9.24, right? I keep doing it in other classes. 24. So Prabhupada writes some beautiful comments in the purport. You can read from a Vaishnava. Who will read? Avyukt. Avyukt is not there. Okay, Yatin, you can read. Read from here, a Vaishnava.
A Vaishnava is not puffed up.
Sorry. You read from here, a Vaishnava.
A Vaishnava is always humble in his behavior. Although it was 100% certain that Bhīṣmadeva was approaching Vaikuntha Dhama just after leaving his material body. Since still as a humble Vaishnava, he desired to see the beautiful face of the Lord. For after quitting the present body, he might not be in a position to see the Lord anymore. A Vaishnava is not puffed up, although the Lord guarantees his pure devotee entrance into his abode. Here Bhīṣmadeva says...
Enough. See how Prabhupada very nicely brought out Bhishma's devotional qualities. What did we understand from these few lines? Bhishma requested Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa, please stay till I leave my body. I don't know, I'm going to die very soon. I don't know whether I will be able to see you again or not. Now that you are in front of me, so let me just absorb myself in this moment. Please wait. I'll finish your service. Please look at me. Please shower your glances upon me. Let me look at you. Right? So there is a desperation. Although his tickets are booked, He has his boarding pass ready for the Vaikuntha airplane. Still, he is feeling very humble. I don't know where I will go. Kṛṣṇa, please stay here. Let me see you. You please see me. Shower your glances upon me. So that's the humility of a Vaishnava. Even Dhruva Maharaj, when he was boarding the Vaikuntha airplane, he was not very puffed up. He offered obeisances to all the sages at Badrikashram, and he offered obeisances to the Vaikuntha airplane. And with great respect and care, he boarded the Vaikuntha airplane and he wanted to go to Vaikuntha. So, devotee should always be humble. Even when you perfect your devotional service, when you become a pure devotee, even when you are about to go to Vaikuntha Dham also or Goloka Dham also, we should maintain our humility. How long should I be humble? As long as we are in the material world, we should be humble. As long as you are a sadhaka bhakta, you should be humble. As long as you don't get initiation, you should be humble. As soon as you get initiation, you can be little puffed up. As long as you don't get Brahman initiation, you should be humble. After that, okay, you can be the way you want. So humility is not a phase in a devotee's life. Humility is the substance of devotional life, right? So I should exhibit humility to get some work done, to achieve something, not like that. To attain that humble state of mind as a Vaishnava is the ultimate goal, right? In that humble state of mind only, we will be able to chant the holy names of Kṛṣṇa. So humility is not just one more thing, one more skill that we need to develop. It's not a skill. It's a sum and substance of spiritual life. Okay. So Prabhupada is highlighting that humility. And as Brahma says in another beautiful shloka in the third chapter, third canto Bhagavatham, Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hritsaroja asya srutekshita patho nanunatha pumsam yadyadhiyata urugaya vibhavayanti tattatvapuh pranayase sadanugrahaya. So when a devotee lovingly serves some form of the Lord, Kṛṣṇa will be pleased to reciprocate with the devotee in that particular form only. Okay. So whatever form that Bhīṣma desired, Kṛṣṇa will definitely reciprocate with Bhīṣma in that form. Okay. So next, Prabhupada also writes another beautiful point in the purport. Please read. A pure devotee is never anxious. We will read this. Yes, Abhyukt, read.
A pure devotee is never anxious to go back to the King of God. He entirely depends on the good will of the Lord. He is equally satisfied even if the Lord desires him to go to hell.
Narayana paras sarve nakutaschan vibhyati. Yeah. Basically, the only desire that a pure devotee entertains is that he may always be in rapt attention with thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord regardless. So our focus should be on bhakti, and what Kṛṣṇa bestows upon us as a result of our bhakti, it's up to him. It's not our business to think about. Kṛṣṇa will think about it. Okay. So we should just focus on seva. So next. Now Bhīṣma starts enlightening our Yudhishthira Maharaj on various subjects. He speaks about Varnashrama, Vairagya, attachment and detachment, Dana Dharma, Raja Dharma, Moksha Dharma, Stri Dharma, Bhagavata Dharma, and also about Dharmartha Kama Mokshas. Of all these things, Bhagavata Dharma, which basically means Bhakti Yoga. So this is the most important subject matter, okay, for perfecting one's life. However, Bhīṣma also had to speak about other subjects so that Yudhishthira Maharaj will be able to rule the kingdom properly, right? So we don't need to understand Varnashrama Dharma or Raja Dharma and Dana Dharma, etc. to go to the spiritual world. But to live in this material world, we should have some understanding of how things function. Now, our understanding of how to operate Zoom may not be a necessary qualification or a prerequisite for us to enter Goloka Dham. Okay. When at the entrance of Goloka, Kṛṣṇa will not ask, do you know Zoom? You don't know Zoom? Okay, get out. Not like that. But Zoom, some little understanding of Zoom may be needed so that we we can have some online interaction of Krishna Katha, right? So like that, we may understand little technology. Sometimes we are little, I don't know how to completely operate technology, but as much as possible, we can learn so that we do our service in this world. But our entrance into the spiritual world doesn't depend on our knowledge of all these external subjects. But to run a kingdom, Yudhishthira Maharaj needed this knowledge, and Bhishma gave that knowledge. Although Bhishma was not a king, still Bhishma knows what a king is supposed to do, right? So from here, after completing his duty or responsibility of enlightening Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhishma began his prayers. Just some 11, 12 prayers are there, but very sweet prayers. Okay. Anusha, ready? Itimati rupa kalpita vitrishna Bhagavati sattvata pungave vibhumni.
Itimati rupa kalpita vitrishna Bhagavati sattvata pungave vibhumni.
Svasukhamupagate kvachidvihartum prakriti vipeyushiyadbhava pravaha.
Svasukhamupagate kvachidvihartum prakritimupeyushiyadbhava pravaha.
Hari.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Iti mati rupa kalpita vitrishna Bhagavati sattvata pungave vibhumi. Swasukamupagate kvachid vihartum prakritimupeyushiyad bhava pravaha.
Now let's see the meaning of this shloka. Bhishma says that iti matir upakalpita vitrishna. Iti means this, mati means mind, upakalpita means to invest, to engage, right? Iti matir upakalpita vitrishna. Prabhupada says this mati is mind, but that mind specifically refers to the thinking, feeling, and willing activities of the mind, right? So let me now invest my thinking, feeling, and willing in whom? In Krishna. Vitrishna. Next line is the next word is very interesting. Vitrishna. Trishna means desire, hankering, longing, right? So vitrishna means to be freed from all desires. So keeping aside all material desires, all kinds of desires, let me invest my mind, let me invest my thinking, feeling, willing, emotions, feelings, everything in Krishna only. That's the meaning of first line. Clear? Itimati rupa kalpita vitrishna Bhagavati sattvata pungave vibhumni. So he says, Bhagavati sattvata pungave vibhumni. Who is that Bhagavan here? Krishna. So let me invest my mind in Bhagavati, Krishna. Who is that Krishna? Sattvata Pungava. Sattvata means devotees, right? Pure devotees who have absolutely no material inclinations. Sat, they have full understanding of the absolute truth. They are called Sattvatas, right? Sattvata Pungava, and Krishna is the best of all Sattvatas, or the leader of all Sattvatas. Therefore, he is called Sattvata Pungava. Bhagavati Sattvata Pungave Vibhumni. Vibhumni means the one who is all powerful, right? Next, Swasukhamupagate Kvachidvihartum Prakrutupeyushiyadbhava Pravaha. Swasukham. Swa means own. Sukha means happiness, as you know. So Krishna is a person who is known to enjoy happiness within himself. Swasukham upagate means he is self-satisfied person. He is satisfied with his own self. He enjoys his own bliss within himself. But kvachid vihartum, sometimes, right? Although he's always self-satisfied, sometimes he descends on this planet. Prakrutim upeyushi means he descends into this material world. Prakriti means material energy. Upeyushi means Kṛṣṇa descends, Kṛṣṇa enters this material world. Although Kṛṣṇa always stays in the spiritual world, Goloka, Vrindavan, Dham, or whatever, Vaikuntha planets, spiritual planets, he still descends. You know that shloka, first shloka of Bhagavatam. What is the first shloka of Bhagavatam? Who knows the very first shloka of Bhagavatam? We are in the 9th chapter of Bhagavatam. Yes, Anusha.
जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयाति तरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृगां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
In this shloka, in the first 3 lines, the relationship between Kṛṣṇa and the material world is highlighted. This material world is a display of illusion. It is filled with modes. It is like this, it is like that. It has to be created, it has to be maintained, it has to be destroyed, and Kṛṣṇa orchestrates all this stuff. So all that is said. But in the last line, the shloka says that nirasta kohakam satyam param dhimahi swadhamna. So, although Kṛṣṇa maintains this material world, he always stays in his dham, in his original Goloka dham, right? So, janmadhyasya yatah, then anvayaditartascha artheshu abhignaswarat, tene brahma hridayadi kavaye muhyanti yat surayah, tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrusha, dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam. Dhamna svena sada means he always stays in his original dham. Okay. Same thing is mentioned here. Swasukhamu pagate kvachid vihartum. Although he always stays in his original abode and is self-satisfied, kvachid vihartum, sometimes he comes to this material world. Yad bhava pravaha, right? So pravaha means the flow. Bhava pravaha means the flow of material modes in this material existence, right? So this bhava pravaha is made by him only. So he only created this material world. He is only entering into this material world, although he is always self-satisfied in the spiritual world. Clear? First shloka is clear. So Prabhupada writes in purport few points. We will not discuss all because we have to complete this in one more class. So Prabhupada writes that the Lord, for the ordinary man who wants to lord over the material nature, the Lord not only sanctions and becomes a witness of activities, but he never gives the non-devotee. Okay. Basically, the Lord instructs or inspires a devotee with the necessary knowledge to come back to him, but the Lord may not do so in the case of a person who is not a devotee. So we need to become a devotee of Kṛṣṇa to get some tailor-made instructions from Kṛṣṇa to reach Kṛṣṇa. Okay. So what is the problem with non-devotees? Why can't Kṛṣṇa give them also some support? So the answer is here. Where is that shloka? Non-devotees, this one. Someone can read this statement. Who will read? Yes, Radhika, you want to read? Non-devotees never care. From here.
Non-devotees never care to take any instruction from the Lord, and therefore the Lord is silent in their case. Although he witnesses all their activities and awards them the necessary results, good or bad, the devotees are above this material goodness and badness. They are progressive on the path of transcendence, and therefore they have no desire for anything material. The devotee also knows Sri Kṛṣṇa as the original Narayana because
fine, sufficient. So devotees are above material goodness or badness. So they have no desire for anything material. That's what Bhishma says here. He says, Itimati upakalpita vitrishna. Let me not have any material desires. With absolutely no interest in this material world, let me invest my mind only in Kṛṣṇa. Bhagavati satvaka pungave vibhumni. So he is my aim, right? So that is the aim of a devotee. Therefore, Kṛṣṇa reciprocates with him. Say, if we still have some interest in this material world, why should Kṛṣṇa take us to the spiritual world? We are interested here, okay, be here on, right? But if we show disinterest to this material world and we show interest in the spiritual world, Kṛṣṇa says, okay, come with me, I'll take you there, right? So basically, Kṛṣṇa reciprocates with our desires, okay? So Kṛṣṇa is yathamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham. Next, second shloka. We will recite Vishakha and Haridev. We can recite. Tribhuvana kamanam tamalavarnam ravikara gauravarambaram dadhane.
Tribhuvanakanam kamalavaranam ravikara gauravarambaram dadane.
Vapurala kakula vratananabjam vijaya sakheratirastu me navadya.
Vapurala kakula vratananabjam vijaya sakheratirastu me navadya.
Okay. Next, who sang now? Vishaka sang now?
Yeah.
Yes, you can recite our Haridev.
Tribhuvana kamanam tamalavarna ravikara gaurava.
Tribhuvana kamanam tamalavarnam ravikara gauravarambaram dadhane.
Tribhuvana kamalam tamalavarnam ravikara gaurava varam varam tadani.
Okay, thank you. Now, Tribhuvana Kamanam, what does it mean? Kṛṣṇa is so attractive, okay, in all the three worlds. By the way, it's poetry, and when somebody is composing poetry, he or she is given the license to jumble words, to fit the words into a meter, particular meter. But when we are speaking a sentence in prose, right, in our regular interaction, we may not speak in a poetic way, right? Can anyone speak in poems here? You interact in poems, so we speak in prose, right? So therefore, the order of the poem has to be a little jumbled to get a proper English translation, right? So let's begin with the last line of the shloka. Vijaya sakhe ratir astu me. Vijaya sakhe. Who is Vijaya? Arjuna. Sakha means friend. Vijaya Sakha means Arjuna's friend. Who is that? Kṛṣṇa. So may that Arjuna's friend Kṛṣṇa ratirastu me be the object of my attraction, affection. Let me have rati for that Arjuna's friend. So that is his prayer. So what is the speciality of that friend of Arjuna? Tamalavarnam. That Arjuna's friend Kṛṣṇa has blue complexion. So there is a tree called Tamala tree, which is known to be in blue color. But Tamala Varna means the complexion of Tamala tree, which is basically blue complexion, which is Kṛṣṇa's complexion. Let that Arjuna's friend be the object of my attraction, and he has a blue complexion. And Tribhuvana Kamanam, he attracts everyone in the three worlds, right? Kṛṣṇa is Tribhuvana. Tribhuvana means three worlds. What is three worlds? How many worlds do we have? We have only one world, right? Why is saying Tribhuvana, three worlds? Anyone knows? What is this three worlds? Yes, anyone? Bhūrbhuvasaha, correct. Okay. Yes, anything more? Anusha, you want to add?
Prabhuji, the lower planetary systems, the middle planetary system, and the higher planetary.
Yes, very good. So sometimes the word three worlds can refer to Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha. There are 14 planetary systems. Out of them, 3 are Bhur Bhuvaha Swaha. But in another way, lower planetary systems, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Ratala, Sada, Tala, Tala, Patala, they are all lower planets. And there is middle, that is Bhuloka. Okay. Then there are upper planets also, Tapoloka, Janaloka, Tapa, Satyaloka. So when you say three worlds, it can refer to all 14 planetary systems divided into upper, middle, and lower. Or it can also refer to Bhur, Bhuvaha, Swaha, only 3. Right? But whatever it may be, Krishna is attractive to all kinds of 3 worlds. He is attractive to all people in 3 Bhuvana, or he is attractive to people in all 14 planet systems also. 3 Bhuvana Kamanam means he attracts everyone. Kamala Varnam, he has a blue complexion. Ravi Karagauravarabaram Dadhani. So, okay, let me show everything now. Ravi Kara Gauravarambaram. Very long line. Ravi means what? What is Ravi? Who will say what is Ravi? Yes, Tanvik. What is Ravi? Huh? Okay, I will only say. Someone said already. Ravi means sun. Ravi Kara means sun rays. So sun rays shine, right? They glitter. So sometimes sun rays are very golden. So Gaura Varambaram Dadani. So sometimes sun rays will shine like gold, molten gold. Gaura means gold. Ravikara Gaura means golden sun rays. Vara Ambaram Dadhani. Ambara means the dress. So Krishna's dress glitters in yellow color. So Krishna wears a nice yellow dhoti which glitters like sun rays. That's what this whole phrase means. Ravi Karagauravaraam Varam Dadhane he wears. Okay. Vapur Alaka Kulavrta Ananabjam. So Vapu means his body is covered with nice paintings of sandalwood pulp. Right? Alaka Kula Avrta Ananabjam. And Prabhupada puts it this way: his face is covered with paintings of sandalwood pulp. But another way of looking at it is Anana means face, Abjam means lotus. So Krishna's beautiful lotus-like face is circled by curly locks of hair. Have you seen some paintings where Krishna has some curly locks of hair beautifully around his face? So that is the third line. Next. Vijaya Sakheratirestu Benavadya. Let that Krishna who is so beautiful in this way be the object of my attraction, not some fruitive results. Anavadya. I don't want any fruitive results. Clear? So who will tell me the meaning of this shloka? I think I didn't ask for the first shloka also. So someone has to tell me the meaning of first shloka, then second shloka. So who is ready for meaning of first shloka? Hari, can you say? First shloka meaning. I can show you also if you want. Or anyone else who is ready. Haridev, you want to say? Kashvika, you want to say? You raise your hand for telling the meaning or reading the shloka. Itimati rupa kalpita. Swayam, okay. Divyan Shri Mataji. Okay, if no one is there, Anusha is also ready. We can't hear you.
Do you want me to say what?
Yes.
Oh, it is on.
Okay, yes, Anusha, you can speak.
Prabhuji, so in this was Bhīṣmadeva is saying, so let me think about Kṛṣṇa and free my mind from all desires. And he's saying that although Kṛṣṇa enjoys by himself. He sometimes comes to the material world, which is made by him, which is created by him.
Yes. And also Krishna is Bhagavan and is Satvata Pungava, leader of all devotees and all powerful, Vibhumi. Okay. Second shloka. Someone can tell me the meaning of second shloka? Tribhuvana Kamanam. Very easy shloka. Yes, Hari.
Babaji, Bhīṣmadeva is saying, let all my attraction be on Lord Krishna, and he also said that even the three worlds can get attracted by him, and he has a blue complexion. He wears golden clothes, and yeah.
Yes. Golden yellow clothes shining like sun rays. And his face is also nicely framed with curly locks of hair. Right? Simple shloka. Next, let us go to the third shloka. Who will recite the third shloka? Yes, Kashvika. Yudhitu ragarajo vidhum vishva. Yeah, one line.
Yudhitara Gaurajo Vedamra Viswak
Kachalulita Shramavaryalං Kritasye.
Kakalulita Shimavarari Alankritasya.
Okay, thank you. Yatin, next two lines. Mama nishita sharair vibhidyamana.
Mamanishita Share Vividyamana
Vachi vilasat kavachestu Krishna Atma.
Machi Vilasa Kavachestu Krishna Atma.
Thank you. Next, one more. Swayam Sampurna Mataji. You want to recite on your own?
Yudhitura garajo Vitam Ravishwak Kachalulita Shrama Aryalang Kritasye Mama Nishita Shere Vidyamana Tvachi Vilashat Shacheshtu Krishna Atma.
Thank you. Yudhi Turaga Rajo. Now Krishna, now Bhishma is speaking in the third shloka. Yudhi means the battlefield. In the battlefield, different warriors are fighting by standing on chariots, holding their bow and arrows, isn't it? So Yudhi Turaga Rajo Vidhumra Vishwak. So because of the dust raised by the Turaga, with the horses, Raja means the dust particles, not Rajogun here. Yudhi Turaga Rajo means on the battlefield, the horses are just running in all directions and a lot of dust has raised from their hoofs, right? Vidhumra Vishwak. And what happened because of the raised dust from the hoofs of the horses? Vishwak Kachalalita means the flowing scattered hair of Krishna has become Vidhumra. It has turned ashen. Means Krishna's curly locks of hair that Bhishma has described in the previous shloka, they turned ashen because of the dust raised by the horses. Shramavaryalankritasya. On top of it, Bhishma also saw that Krishna's beautiful face is decorated by some beads of sweat. He was perspiring. So because Krishna has to drive the horses, drive the chariot of Arjuna, he's moving everywhere, he is perspiring, and it is transcendental perspiration. Sometimes you see perspiration on Krishna's body also, it's not equal to our sweat. When we're sweating so much, and if you don't take bath, we will stink, right? So some bad smell comes from our body, but Krishna is not like that. It's transcendental beads of sweat. So Krishna became covered with dirt, and he also covered with perspiration. When we are dirty and when we are with sweat, we don't look good, but Krishna looks so nice. And on that beautiful form of Kṛṣṇa covered with dust and perspiration, Bhīṣma is meditating, right? So in our childhood, when I was a boy of your age, okay, so I was just playing whole day and I became very dirty and so much of sweat also. My mother called me. I was outside. My mother called me from inside. He said, you come and take a bath immediately. You look like a beggar. You look so dusty. So you should take bath now. I said, see, look at your friends. They're so clean. I said, yeah, I also felt that. They are so clean. I am very dirty. Give me powder. I'll put powder on my face and go out. I said that. He just chastised me and said, made me take bath. Okay. So now when we are covered with dust and sweat, so Shramavāri and Raja, we look so dirty, but Kṛṣṇa looks so beautiful. And even when Kṛṣṇa was in Vrindavan, when he enters the forest of Vrindavan along with the boys and calves, whole day he is just playing in the forest, and because of the dust raised by the hoofs of cows, his face is covered with dust. His curly locks of hair are covered with dust, and he has perspiration also. And seeing that beautiful face, gopis meditate. So gopis meditate on the face of Kṛṣṇa, which is covered with dirt of Vrindavan. But here Bhīṣma is meditating on Kṛṣṇa, whose face is covered with dirt of horses. Here are horses and their cows. So that form is dear to some devotees and this form is dear to some devotees. You see, Aishwarya Bhaktas are those who want to worship Kṛṣṇa with reverential feelings. So these people see Kṛṣṇa as a prince, someone who is nicely helmeted with golden crown and wearing some costly, expensive ornaments, surrounded by elephants and horses, and driving on chariots, surrounded by soldiers and ministers and servants. But there are some devotees who like to see Kṛṣṇa wearing a simple turban, wearing simple dhoti, holding a flute, wearing a peacock feather, surrounded by not soldiers, but gopa boys. Not horses and elephants, but cows and calves and bulls and buffaloes and parrots and peacocks and rabbits and butterflies. That's the form that some devotees like. So both are fine. Okay, you choose your favorite form of Kṛṣṇa, but just meditate on it with devotion. So here Bhīṣma is meditating not on the cowhead boy form of Kṛṣṇa, but warrior Kṛṣṇa. Not even warrior, driver Kṛṣṇa, driver of a warrior, and that is Vijaya Sakha Kṛṣṇa. Mama nishita sharair vibhidyamana tvachi vilasat kavachestu Kṛṣṇa atma. Mama nishita sharair. Mama means my. Bhīṣma is saying my. Nishita sharair means sharp arrows. Vibhidyamana. My sharp arrows pierced Kṛṣṇa's kavacha. Kavacha means his armor. Tvachi means his skin. So Kṛṣṇa's skin and Kṛṣṇa's armor were pierced by Bhīṣma's arrows, sharp arrows. Bhīṣma is not fighting with Kṛṣṇa here. Bhīṣma is fighting with whom? Arjuna. But sometimes when a warrior is fighting with another warrior on the battlefield, some arrows go on the drivers also. Some arrows go on the animals that are tied to the chariots also. Thus, can you understand? Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kṛṣṇa, is playing the role of a humble driver of Arjuna, and sometimes the arrows that are coming on Arjuna are coming on him also. And Prabhupada writes very beautifully that we cannot have a stereotyped understanding of what it means to serve Kṛṣṇa. Some devotees are there, like the gopis of Vrindavan, they worship Kṛṣṇa with flowers. And we also, and every January, somewhere in the middle of winter, we worship the Lord with some hundreds and hundreds of kilos of flower petals, right? So that is called Pushpabhishek or Pushyabhishek. So we keep doing that. So while some devotees worship Kṛṣṇa with flowers, flower petals, some devotees are there, they worship Kṛṣṇa with arrows. And they become very excited to see dust on Kṛṣṇa's face, perspiration on Kṛṣṇa's face, and blood on Kṛṣṇa's body, wounds on Kṛṣṇa's body, right? Because they are in Virya Rasa, okay? Chivalrous Rasa. So that is also one form of bhakti. So Krishna, being a person, he also likes to fight. He also has some courage. He wants to fight with some warriors, and some devotees offer that fighting pleasure to Krishna. Do you know any other devotee who offered a fighting pleasure to Krishna? Yes, Yatin?
Was it Jay and Vijay?
Jay and Vijay. Okay. How did Jay and Vijay offer fighting pleasure to Krishna? Avik will tell us.
Prabhuji, I was saying another one, Jambavan.
Jambavan is correct. But how did Jaya and Vijaya offer fighting pleasure? They stopped taking care of the door and then went inside and fought with Krishna. Yes, Arun.
Because they became the devils, all the 4 forms of devils. Each one form of them, they had the glory to fight with one.
Who are they? What are their names in those devil forms?
Yep. Wait, what did you? Can you?
Okay, now Hari will tell us what are those forms as demons.
Prabhuji, the forms as the demons which Krishna had the fighting pleasure with was Shishupala and Dantavakra,
Correct.
Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, and Ravana and Kumbhakarna.
Excellent. So Jay and Vijaya manifested themselves as demons for 3 lifetimes. That does not mean they left Vaikuntha and came here as demons. They were there also. Jay and Vijaya continued to take care of the 7th door in Vaikuntha, and their expansions came to this material world in the form of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And they fought with Krishna's expansions as Varaha and Narasimha and other life streams also like that. So like that, devotees also can offer, for example, the gopis worship Krishna with their loving glances. Okay, their loving glances are like flowers. Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanam go gopasanghavritam govindam kalaveduvadanaparam divyanga bhusham bhaje. Gopinam nayana utpala architatanam. So the nayana, the eyes of the gopis and the glances of the gopis are like utpala flowers. So with the flowers, utpala flowers of their loving glances, the gopis do abhishek of Krishna. Whenever Krishna is just entering back from the forest, he is entering the village. At the time, the gopis just worship Krishna with their loving glances. Okay. So coming back to this shloka of Bhishma, Mama Nishita Sharair Vibhidyamana Tvachi Vilasat Kvavachestu Krishna Atma. So he enjoyed. Vilasat means Krishna enjoyed. Krishna enjoyed being pierced by the sharp arrows of Bhishma. Okay, you cannot say Bhishma is offending Krishna. He is seeing the blood of Krishna. How can Krishna have blood? Krishna has a transcendental blood also, he can manifest. So Krishna Atma, let my mind be always meditating upon that Krishna. So next shloka, who will recite? Someone has to recite nicely. You all recited once, right? Let's go back to Hari. Sapadi sakhi vajo nishamya madhye nija parayor balayor tham niveshya.
Sapadi Saki Vacho Nishamya Madhye Nija Parayor Balayoratam Nivesha.
Stitavati parasainikayurakshna Hritavati partha sakherate mamastu.
Titavati Parasainikayurakshna Ritavati Partha Sakerati Vamastu.
Okay, thank you. Next, Vishaka, you can also recite once.
Sapadi Saki Vacho Nishamya Madhye Nija Parayor Balayoratam
निवेश्य स्थितवति परसैनिकाय रक्ष्णा कृतवति पार्थ सखेरतिर् ममास्तु.
In this shloka, Bhishma is saying, Sapadi on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Sakhi Vacho, who is that Sakhi here? Sakha refers to Arjuna. Sakhai Vacha means the words of Arjuna. But Vacha is not just words, it's a command here in this context. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna gave a command to Kṛṣṇa. My dear Kṛṣṇa, can you please take my chariot amidst the two armies? He said, Senayor bhayor madhye ratham sthapayamochita yavadeta niriksheham yodhu kaman avapnuyat. So like that he said, please take my chariot between both the armies. I wish to see who all have assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra. That is Duryodhana. So Arjuna said like this. Then Kṛṣṇa just followed the command, because a driver's role on the battle is to follow the instructions of the warrior. He's a driver and he's a warrior. Sapadi sakhivacho nishamya madhye. Following the orders of Partha, Kṛṣṇa took the chariot between both the armies. Nija parayor. Nija means one's own. Para means others. What is Nija and Para here? Their own army, Pandava army, and Para means Duryodhana's army. So Kṛṣṇa took the chariot between Duryodhana's army and Arjuna's army. Next is Sthitavati Parasainikayu Rakshna Hritavati. That Parthasaka Kṛṣṇa, you know what he did? While sitting on the rath, he entered between the armies and he saw all of them. Sthitavati, while staying amidst both the armies, what did he do? Hritavati, he shortened. What did he shorten? Parasainikayur, the lifespans of the opposite soldiers. Sainika means soldiers, Ayu means their lifespan. So by the glances of Kṛṣṇa, their lifespans have become reduced. By the strength of that glance, Balayo refers to by the strength of his glance, Akshna. By the strength of the merciful glance of Kṛṣṇa, the Ayu, the lifespan of all these people, reduced. Ratir mamastu, let me fix my mind upon him. Okay. So, in short, the meaning is Arjuna requested Kṛṣṇa to take the chariot between both the armies, and Kṛṣṇa did that. And Arjuna glanced upon all these soldiers and he became overwhelmed with compassion. He said, I will not fight. And Kṛṣṇa glanced upon all these soldiers. You know what happened? He did not become compassionate to stop the fight, but he became compassionate in another way. What is Kṛṣṇa's compassion? His compassion is to kill them. These people have done so many sinful activities. They sided Duryodhana. They did so much nonsense. So let me compassionately kill them and liberate them. After killing, what will happen? He will liberate them. That will come in the later verses of Bhishma's prayers. But because it's 4 o'clock, we won't be able to get into that. We'll discuss it next week. Suspense for you. But there is another shloka in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatham. Uddhava says this. He also speaks something similar, saying that by Kṛṣṇa's glance, the Ayu of all the soldiers in the battlefield has become reduced and they died. Tathaiva chanye naraloka viraya ahave Kṛṣṇa mukharavindam netraih pibantyo nayana bhirabam parthastra-putam padamapurasya. There are so many warriors, powerful warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Naraloka vira ya ahave Kṛṣṇa mukharavindam. They are beautifully drinking the nectar of Kṛṣṇa's lotus-like face. Netraihi pibancho nayana bhiramam. With their eyes, they are drinking the beautiful form of Kṛṣṇa while dying. So, the soldiers were purified by the darshan of Kṛṣṇa on the battlefield. Secondly, they were also purified by the arrows of Arjuna. Parthastra putam. And what did they happen? What happened to them? Padamapurasya. They attained spiritual world. So when somebody is killed by a devotee, or when somebody is killed in the presence of the Lord or killed by the Lord himself, they will attain liberation. Okay. So that's the meaning of this shloka and some related shlokas. So now who will tell me the meaning of the two shlokas that we discussed? Yudhi Turaga Raju. So who will tell me the meaning? If you tell the meanings of these two shlokas, we are done with the class today. Avyukt.
Prabhuji, so for 34, it was like on the battlefield due to the dust raised by the horses. In Lord Krishna's hair, all the dust came in, and Lord Krishna's hair was like turned into ashes. And like while he was driving the chariot, he was decorated with beads of sweat. And Bhīṣma liked seeing the form of warrior Krishna, and in the third verse line, Bhīṣma pierced the arrows, pierced Krishna's skin by his arrows, and then he says, "Let my mind thus go on to Lord Krishna."
Okay, thank you very much. Last shloka, who will tell me the meaning? Swayam Sampurna Mataji, would like to say, or Anusha will say?
Prabhuji,
Yeah, please.
can I tell?
Yeah, what's your name?
Janani Priya.
Okay, please go ahead.
This verse is telling how Bhīṣmadeva is meditating on how Krishna followed the commands of Arjuna and went between the both armies, Duryodhan's and Yudhishthir's. And by the glance of Lord Krishna, how he shortened the lifespan of the soldiers.
Very good. Fine, let me meditate upon that Lord who shortened their lifespans and gave them liberation also. Thank you so much. We will conclude today's session here. And in the last session, which is next week, we'll complete the remaining shlokas, and that's our last session. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Yeah. If you have any questions, you can please raise your hand.
Do you have any questions?
No questions?
Doesn't look like anyone has questions.
Oh, okay, fine.
Explained so
Before,
nicely and made them to revise their meaning. So
yeah. Before they ask questions, I ask questions. Therefore, they don't have questions.
Anshul Prabhu has a question, I think. Yes, question, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanvat Prabhuji, question is not related to today's prayers, but day before tomorrow, yesterday we were doing Nectar of Devotion reading, and in that we had a query which we did. So the query was that Jaya Vijay, they took several avatars, and then after Krishna killed, so Srila Prabhupada has written that they achieve that impersonal liberation, Sayujya Mukti. But the question was that now after the third birth, they are supposed to go back to Golok Vrindavan. And then Srila Prabhupada had written that demons who are killed or the impersonal people who are like Brahmavadis, they will attain the Sayujya Mukti. So that's where we got the doubt, like if like Shishupal and Dantavakra, they were killed. So did they actually receive Sayujya Mukti, or should they have gone back to Goloka or like Vaikuntha planet to guard?
Prabhupada very clearly writes in the 7th canto, 1st chapter, where Yudhishthira Maharaj has personally witnessed the killing of Shishupal by Krishna Sudarshan Chakra. There Prabhupada writes, apparently it seems that Shishupal has attained Sayujya Mukti, but actually he did not attain Sayujya Mukti. He attained Sarupya Mukti and Salokya Mukti combination. Salokya means to stay in the same planet as the Lord, and Sarupya means he has like Vishnuduta form, right? So
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank
Thank
that
you.
was-
Hare Krishna. Okay, we will. Yes, Anusha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, how come Dhritarashtra's army, the soldiers from Dhritarashtra's army also got liberated because they were helping Dhritarashtra win the battle.
Yes.
And
Basically, it is Krishna's special mercy that he may liberate even such people, provided they come in his purview in the battle. Okay. Netraihi pibanto nayanabhiramam is the condition there. If they happen to die in front of Krishna, then Krishna's loving glances will definitely liberate them. But if they're in some other corner, not sure. I don't say no, but I'm not sure about them. But those who happen to die in front of Krishna, in the hands of a devotee of Krishna, like Arjuna, then they will be liberated, right? Because Krishna's touch and devotee's touch has that power to liberate even the most sinful people. Okay. And by the way, everybody who is fighting on the side of Duryodhan is not literally on the side of Duryodhan at heart. They're obliged. It's an obligation more than an excitement for them to fight on their side. Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll meet next week and complete Bhishma's prayers. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Okay, you can practice recitation.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thanks.
Hare Krishna.